Wednesday, March 18th, 4:02 p.m., 39 seconds on the second hand. We have 11 bets for tomorrow morning, March 19th, 2026, in Oslo, Holmenkollen, Norway, in the 2026 winter sports. All women's biathlon. The first 10 bets are in the BetMGM Sports app. They actually do have a lot more head-to-head options than Bet365, and their lines are more accurate. They actually take more time on their lines. So I'm just dipping my toes into the men's biathlon. I put one bet out earlier, but next, since the biathlon World Cup season is coming to an end this weekend, which is pretty depressing. It's going to be a fun year next year. I can't wait. Depending on how all that shapes out, both men and women sides will be receiving bets often next year. But the time of the event is 10:15 a.m. Central Time Zone, and this is for the 7.5 kilometer sprint dash women. And if you go to Bet MGM Sports, and you go to all sports, and then you go down to biathlon, it'll show the 7.5 kilometer sprint dash women. And these are all, I just included the head-to-head matchups in the description of the episode, which you can see in the description if you want. I'm not going to talk about each matchup. I might, I don't know. I'm going to do it right now. But the first bet would be Elvira Oeberg over her sister Hanna. That would be me explaining the matchup. At minus 135 odds, 1.35 units risked to win one. The second bet would be Suvi Minkkinen versus Maren Kirkeeide. I fuck up her name every time. Kirkeeide. Yeah, Maren Kirkeeide. Suvi Minkkinen at minus 140 odds. 1.40 units risked to win one. The third bet is Tereza Vobornikova. Yep, Tereza Vobornikova versus Karoline Knotten at plus 100 odds, 1.00 units risked to win one. The fourth bet is Vanessa Voigt over Janina Hettich-Walz, her countrymate, at minus, Vanessa Voigt versus Janina Hettich-Walz at minus 118 odds, 1.18 units risked to win one. Yeah, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. The fifth bet would be Lora Histrova at minus 155 odds versus Gandler. 1.55 units risked to win one. The sixth bet would be Lora Histrova over Linn Gestblom at plus 155 odds. 0.646 units risked to win 1.001 units. The seventh bet would be Paulina, Batovska, Fialkova at minus 135 odds, 1.35 units risked to win one versus Marthe, Kraakstad, Johansen. The eighth bet would be Anna Magnusson at plus 130 odds versus Justine Braizas-Bouchet. And that would, Anna Magnusson over Justine Braizas-Bouchet at plus 130 odds. Doesn't make sense. 0.77 units risked to win 1.001. The ninth bet would be Lisa Vitozzi versus Maren Kirkeeide. Lisa Vitozzi versus Maren at plus 220 odds, 2.20 units risked to win 1. And the 10th and final bet from BetMGM Sports would be Karoline Knotten versus Janina Hettich-Walz. Janina Hettich-Walz. Yes, Karoline Knotten, 118 odds, minus 118 odds, 1.18 units risked to win 1. And then the 11th and final bet would be, I had a few more from this sports book, but they do not set their lines accurately. They actually just set them pretty, like they have baselines. All the favorites are like the same lines. An even matchup is going to be minus 120 versus 120. And then the next one up, like a bigger favorite, would be minus 138. They don't have anything in between minus 120 and minus 138 in terms of a favorite, which is they're just being lazy as fuck. So they have minus 120 is even odds, and then minus 138 is the next the slightest favorite that they'll do on this sports book, and then plus 100. And then they'll do minus 150. So they won't set anything other than minus 138, minus 150, minus 163. Yeah, doesn't make any sense. It's really lazy, and I decided not to do any other bets from this sports book. I had a few matchups, but when the lines aren't set accurately, you ain't getting nothing over here. And the only bet from Bet365 would be Oslo women dash 7.5 kilometer sprint dash matchups. And that would be Lucy Charvatova. Yep, Lucy Charvatova versus Baiba Bendika at minus 138 odds, 1.38 units risked to win 1. Now, the reason they do this is they know that BetMGM Sports offers more accurate lines, so they just offer more matchups with less accurate lines. And then these two just like, I don't know, just like have a pissing contest, like a non-existent pissing contest with over something that is like a bad way to run a business. And none of the other sports books offer any of this either. So maybe you should get in line and start doing that. But you know what you should never do? Risk more than you're comfortable losing. You should always tailor your own risk. And I'm going to wish you good luck.